Hey friends, Rabbi Jenny Solomon here at Beth Meyer Synagogue in the Mikvah, at Libier Mikvah. I just guided somebody who came for an immersion for healing, and so I thought I would share my mincha moment from this space, which is also a space of prayer, of offering, of healing, of contemplation. So we're on the cusp of Rosh Chodesh Elul, the new month of Elul, which leads us and spiritually prepares us for Rosh Hashanah, for the new year, and for Yom Kippur, the day of atonement, of forgiveness, of alignment, of coming home. And so this is just an incredibly rich, spiritually rich time of year. And it's a time of year in which one of the prayers that we say actually very often takes on sort of amplified and even deeper meaning. And that line that I'm thinking of is Hashivenu Adonai Elecha V'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu Kekerem. We often sing this as we're returning the Torah to the Ark. We sing Eitz Chaim Hi, that the Torah is a tree of life, and we end with these words saying, let us return to you, God. Let us come home and renew our days as of old. Renew our days as of old. So we say this line again and again in Jewish prayer, Chadesh Yameinu Kekerem, but rarely do we stop to think about it. And in some ways, this phrase, Chadesh Yameinu Kekerem, renew our days as of old, is a kind of oxymoron, right? Because if God is renewing our days and they are being made new, how can they be like those of old? And if God is making them as of old, how can they be new? All right, it's a little bit of a puzzle, a spiritual puzzle to solve. Well, I encountered recently a beautiful midrash, a beautiful story that the rabbis tell us that connect us to a different idea of as of old, kekerem, that I think gives even more beautiful and apt wisdom at this time of year. And so kekerem can mean as of old, but it can also mean east, directionally east. And in the Garden of Eden story, this word kedem is used twice. And the first time it describes where the Garden of Eden was planted, in the east. And the second time that the word kedem, meaning east, shows up is actually after Adam and Eve are cast out from the garden, expelled from the garden, after they make their mistakes or their mistake. They're cast out, and they're cast out east of the garden. That's the second time the word kedem is used. And this beautiful midrash ties together this line that I originally shared, Chadesh Yameinu Kekerem, renew our days as of old, and relates it to this second use of the word kedem from the story of the Garden of Eden, meaning renew our days as you did when we were kedem, east of the garden, thrown out of the garden. Now this too is a little bit strange, because we might imagine that we would be asking God, renew our days as in those days when we were in the garden, when life was perfect and whole and complete and beautiful, and we had everything that we needed, and we had not made any mistakes in life. But instead, the Midrash connects us to the word kedem, again meaning east, after we've been thrown out of the garden. And here's what I take this to mean. God, renew our days, give us days, make our days new, and connect us back to that time when we left the garden, after we acknowledged having made a mistake or mistakes, And we began to know the kind of strength and resilience that we have to live out in an imperfect world. We can't turn back the hands of time and go back to some sort of perfect and fully protected existence. That's not possible. But we can go back to remembering, at least on the inside, that we have the skills and the tools and the inner resources to meet ourselves and the world in all of our imperfection. Chadesh Yameinu Kekerem. As we head into this new month of Elul, in which we are contemplating a new year and all the new beginnings which we hope to embark upon, may God help us make those days new by reminding us of what we have cultivated and garnered through our own imperfect living, through our mistakes. That will help guide us on the path forward. Shalom. Peace, everyone.